Oh, dude. When are they performing? Bit Brigade's at MomoCon this year.
Who?
Bit Brigade?
Oh, interesting.
Yes. It's quite interesting. Yeah. So many people gonna be there. Ow. Good grief. I tell you what, man, I am exhausted.
Keeping yourself busy, huh?
Ping ponging, bouncing all over the effing place, trying to, be a dad, be a basketball player, be a gamer, be a family member. It wears you down, man.
It's a lot.
It is. All right. Well, we should probably start this shindig. Do that. Do that. Give me 1 second. Be right back. 1 sec. Alrighty. Got that. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the record button. And then
There's
we're
a
going to
record
mute
button.
Zealeus.
Are you sure about this?
Yep. We're going to mute Zealeus and we're going to start the show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Just Yell to Confusion Thursday night hangout.
Hello, it is good to see you, good sir. Since we are here on a normally scheduled thing, instead of being late or early or canceled, or who knows what's going on in the world.
Well, the
It
true
all is right.
curveball is that every single year, this Thursday, we would not be doing the show. So this is different.
It is different and it is beautiful.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I, of course, am your host, Charlie. I'm joined once again by the Pivot Comer himself, Zealeus.
So,
This is the Thursday Night Hangouts, a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any questions, opinions, topics, subjects, or, you just like to see your name pop up on the screen, by all, by any means, no, good Lord, my brain no worky, okay? All you got to do is drop it in the chat, be it on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube.
has it ever worked?
I vaguely remember the brain sort of functioning during finals.
Oh, I guess you did live to tell the tale. You got the piece of paper saying it is truly who you say you are.
Yes, I have a high school diploma and a bachelor's of science in game development and design. So my brain must have worked on those days.
Nice.
Indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple of topics here. Not a lot tonight, but that's okay because, like I said, it is really weird to be here and not at MomoCon because MomoCon is usually Thursday through Sunday.
Indeed.
Zealeus, when are you going to MomoCon?
I will be there tomorrow after lunch and then all day Saturday.
All right. I will be there all day tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. I will not be there on Monday.
The actual Labor Day.
Yeah, the Labor Day I will actually be.
Or is it Memorial Day? I always get the two mixed up.
No, it's Memorial Day. Labor Day is the one in August.
I always remember because Memorial Day has the month that starts with an M, so it's got to be Memorial Day for me.
Yeah.
That's how I keep them straight.
Yeah. So Alter Confusion will not be there on Monday. Um, there's just a lot of stuff that I have to do on Monday that mean that I will not be able to do if I try to do 4 straight days of MomoCon.
The life of life.
Indeed. But MomoCon, it looks like it's going to be even bigger and better than ever. It's got a ton of talent coming. My favorite voice actor of all time, um, Steve Blum, is going to be there. And then the very unique but really interesting developer, Suda51, will be back. And then like a ton of voice actors that that I could list that people would be like, well, I don't know who those are. But if you actually looked at their credits, you'd be like, holy crap, that's a lot of games.
So is there any like one voice actor you're like, I want to actually see this voice actor while I'm at MomoCon?
Well, anytime that Steve Blum's there, that's the one person I want to see.
There you go.
It is interesting that Jodie Benson is going to be there. Jodie Benson is the voice of the Little Mermaid from our childhood.
The OG mermaid.
Yeah, man. But like I said, there are a ton of voice actors. And the other really cool thing that Zealeus and I have a tendency to enjoy nerdy bands. And one of the nerdy bands that I personally enjoy is the band Bit Brigade. They are a very unique band. They are the guys who play the music as they're playing, as one of their members is playing the video game. Okay, so if they're playing original Mega Man, the entire band, minus the gentleman who's got the controller, is playing the jumps, the shots, the attacks, all that stuff. It is crazy, and it's really fun.
Nice. I definitely have not seen that.
Well, I don't know when they are.
Well, so like it's great. So you can find Bit Brigade on the MomoCon website,
Yep.
and it just says Bit Brigade's playing, but it doesn't actually like tell you when they are playing. But I have another idea. Wait, go back.
Sure that if you go to events, maybe con schedule. I don't know. Anyways, but
the schedule online or the app is not giving me any luck either.
Well, then they need to fix that because they've got less than what? 12 hours? No, 4, 6, 18 hours, I think. But they have some stuff going on in the Omni this year, which is interesting. So, or the Omni Hotel, excuse me. Like
they
the
are
LARP and
playing,
RPG tables are going to be there.
They're playing Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Well, there you go. Ooh.
At the same time as Cowboy Bebop Live and The Rave.
And Zealeus, you'll probably find Zealeus near the wrestling stage as the live professional wrestling, let's see here. What is it? Ricky Dice's Outlandish Paradise will be going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday from 3 to 6, Saturday from 12 to 3, and then Sunday 12 to 3 again.
So I'm sure when I'm there on Saturday, I will definitely walk by it and watch some. I definitely watched some last year, and it's one of those things where, like, even if you're not into wrestling, just seeing the theatrics that the wrestlers do, because it's something like that. It's, I mean, yes, you have to be able to like run a little bit, do a little bit, but they're very clearly doing it as part of being a showmanship.
Yep.
And that's part of the entertaining part of it to me, is seeing really that part of it.
Yep.
Was actually more entertaining than the actual like wrestling moves, was seeing people do like the crazy shenanigans, like really embodying the role and the persona that they're trying to engage the audience with is definitely hell of entertaining.
Yeah. As of right now, I haven't, I mean, I put a couple panels on my schedule that I want to attend and maybe record. So
I did see one for you tomorrow that I thought you'd be interested in.
Making it in indie games?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, did Charlie sign up for a panel and didn't tell me?
No, I did not. No one has asked me to be on a panel. However, if someone pulls me, if someone needs an extra panelist or a moderator, I'm literally there.
Oh yeah, I figured that would be the one panel because I didn't actually see a whole lot of like just straight up panels. So there's a lot of like, you know, um, famous people signings
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
I didn't see actual just panels necessarily.
I mean, there's the there's a good number of like panels for um there's a lot of quiz show panels this year
Interesting.
type things. But anyways,
Well, I've not looked past Friday. I literally spent 10 minutes before the show looking at tomorrow's schedule.
yeah, no, it's the whole thing. There's lots of quiz shows or a look back at the history of this gaming franchise or anime or whatever.
Well, at least tomorrow the panels don't really start till like 1 or 2 o'clock, anyways.
2:30.
2:30 is when they actually
Yep.
start. Yes.
Yep.
Around 2:30. That's probably when I'll show up.
Yep. I'll be
when
there.
do the doors actually open?
I'll be there. I think probably at the latest 1. Because I need to get my badge and get all my media stuff squared away.
Of course. So tomorrow, let's see, when does it actually open? Yeah, so the exhibit hall hours tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense to get there for programming before 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down. So that's actually good to know. Tomorrow, programming exhibit halls are from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. to about 7 p.m.
Yep. Yes. Anywho, so outside of MomoCon, let's see what other topics we have here.
There's other stuff in life behind just MomoCon.
Well, I mean, I think that most of our attention is on MomoCon, but there are a couple of other stories out there. Here's one that I thought was resolved, but apparently apparently it's not. Do you remember? God, it's got to be a while ago. Bungie sued this company called Aim Junkies for their cheat software that helped with like auto aim and whatever.
I don't remember that one specifically, but I remember in general we've talked about I have the hiccups now about developers suing aimbot software. We've talked about those in general, yeah.
So this is actually this lawsuit is 3 years. Actually, okay, so there's a trial that's going 3 years after the lawsuit was filed by Bungie. So what happened was, cheating is bad, ladies and gentlemen. But apparently, however, the effort or the method that Bungie used to find out about what all Aim Junkies was doing apparently may not have been all that legal. And that's why the company, Phoenix Digital Group, countersued Bungie, basically stating that they illegally accessed one of the main players' computers and accessed his copyrighted material, which, of course, is the aimbot software.
Nice.
And then in 2023, parts of the lawsuit, the anti-circumvention and trafficking violations were resolved in arbitration. Bungie won $4.3 million. And then Aim Junkies filed an appeal, arguing that the arbitrator blatantly disregarded some rules in making the decision. The appeal is ongoing. And this week's trial, which is in court, is to settle the claim that Aim Junkies violated Bungie's copyright.
I mean, I'm all for the banning of aimbot etc. But I feel like suing for developing cheating software, I think that goes beyond the pale personally. I think that's too litigious. I know in America you can sue for anything. I totally get that. But I feel like that's not in the pale, to me at least, for suing for creating cheating software.
Well, I think the reason why the lawsuits is because this cheating software individuals had to buy. I don't think it
So
was just.
I don't think that matters. I think I so I don't think that to me at least, like that doesn't make in a practical world, that doesn't make a difference. That's
See, okay, so I'm of a slightly different mind. First of all, cheating bad, and developers, publishers, whatever. If there's like an aimbot or some kind of exploit that's being used, by all means, ban it, shut it down, all that stuff. Now, when it comes to an individual making money off of something that screws around with the game's code, that one gets a little bit more murky. Because it's basically like someone giving you. Okay, let's use the Momocon example. Someone making a bunch of fake ass badges and selling them for a profit. They're making a profit off of something that's not theirs.
But to me, that's not the same. The analogy would be actually pirating the software and then selling in the pirated software. To me, that would be the same analogy.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, let me put it this way. It's not something I'd die in a hill for when I'm suing it, right? Like, I'm not a fan of it, but it's also not something that's going to really ruffle my feathers at the same time, because I do get where the developer is coming from. So I'm like, I mean, it's like a 60-40 thing. I have some feeling, but it's not like an overwhelmingly strong feeling about it. Is kind of how I look at it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, in the first place, people should just, especially for online PvP centric games, should just not be an asshat and try to cheat in the first place, because that just ruins the experience for everyone, regardless. Which is the no funness.
So okay, so I'm reading a little bit. I'm trying to read a little bit more into the story to get a little more detail. Turns out that the creators of this aimbot software allegedly took most of their profits and put it into cryptocurrency, so it would disappear, and that they allegedly had cryptocurrency as a result that was worth $480 million.
Nice.
Now, of course, they can't really. No one can confirm that completely, because apparently the company has done some editing of their books and transactions so that they can't. So it's not traceable.
Well, that's both the beauty and peril of crypto, is the idea of being able to basically hide your tracks.
Right.
Of course, then you're also putting your money into a system who the hell knows what it's going to be worth tomorrow. Exactly.
All right. Speaking of things that who the hell knows where it's going to be the next day, Zealeus and I actually talked about this briefly earlier this week, and that is that Steam has come out and said you can't pass down your Steam account in a will. Digital game collections may not be inheritable.
Which to me sucks personally. I feel like I get you technically don't own it. I understand that from a law perspective, but like ethically and morally, to me it's like a house where you should be able to pass it down, like in a will if you passed away. Is how I look at
it. They claim that it is a license, not the product. Therefore, your ownership ends when you die.
No, I mean, I get it from a law perspective. They're probably in the right. I totally understand that, but it doesn't mean that I don't like the decision. I think it's lame.
Thank you, Chip. Yes, I think we have sweet hats as well.
Yes. I think Chip actually needs an Ultra Confusion hat. I think he needs to show the love.
Yeah.
Although it does get a little bit risky for students, so maybe not at school.
We risk, dude. You don't. Oh, Mr. Duval does this. Um. Anyways.
Well, it doesn't affect me anymore. It'd be so more Chip.
What? He's just supporting a fellow alum from high school.
That is true.
Okay. So, but I mean, let's be totally honest with you. Okay. Yeah. So technically, legally, you can't pass down your digital licenses of the games that you have. However, chances are you probably your heirs or family members will have your email address and your password, so they'll still have access to your library.
That would be the easiest way, yes.
Yeah.
Is just still log in as it would make the most sense. Yeah, that would be logical. So I'm hearing is in the next like 48 hours, Charlie over here needs to actually send me his credentials just in case.
No, my credentials have already been sort of given over to my children when I made a family account.
I guess that was somewhat smart.
Yes.
Watch out. They're going to like steal all your software and lock you out someday.
Yeah. Well, they would have to actually start playing on Steam again. It's all the freaking what do you call it?
VR?
The Meta Quest 3. Gorilla
Nice.
Tag, which I'm just looks really weird, them just swinging their arms back and forth rapidly.
Have they broken anything by swinging and flailing wildly?
We thought that there might have been a severe hand injury as they took a full swing into a wall, but kids recover fast from injuries, and my youngest was able to don the VR headset again within a couple days and was right as rain.
And how was the wall? Did it show any war scars?
Oh, no. The wall was still in one piece with no problem whatsoever. It was the child who was damaged.
Well, that's bound to happen.
Yes. Yes. So I was asked a question earlier today, and we've answered this question before, but I'm going to ask it again, and that is there a game that you would go back and play that's more than 5 years old? Because I'm not going to say like Starfield, even though I'm not going back to play Starfield, but that's technically still, it's not new, but
it's actually in my Steam library, and I do want to go back and replay Dot Hack GU.
Yes.
I played it on the PS2, which, by the way, I found the disc for. I need to get back to you because it actually belongs to you. So, yes, when I had your actually PS2, so this was many years ago I played it.
Yeah.
But yes, I have it on Steam. I bought it was on sale, and I need to play it.
Right. I think the GU, I think it's Recode, and that actually has the unreleased fourth chapter.
Ooh. Which, I'm assuming it's also got improved graphics somewhere along the lines?
Yes, it does. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. The fourth chapter is not the same quality. It's kind of like watching a director's cut of a movie where some of it gives you more of the story, but sometimes you really didn't need to know that part.
So it's still the first 3 chapters are where it's at?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. And so for me, I would say, that game that I still go back and play. I mean, I still, within the past year, I went back and played the entirety of Bastion, and played chunks of Transistor. Supergiant games have aged very well for me, and I been playing them. Now, of course, I am all in on Hades 2 right now, so I'm not going to be playing any of the other games. However, there is a twist in Hades 2 right now where kind of makes me want to just do one run of the original Hades, just so that I could see more of an area that you accidentally get thrown into for like a couple of minutes.
But that I also think that shows where having top-notch gameplay
Yeah.
supersedes great graphics. I mean, everyone loves nice shiny pixels. I get that. But in the end, having that great gameplay, especially if you do an art style that isn't necessarily tied to that generation. Like
Yeah.
a game I always think of, for instance, is Jade Empire.
Mhm.
It's a great Xbox 360 era game, but it is a bit dated both in terms of gameplay and graphics because it tried to emulate, like do the Xbox 360 graphics. So that's a little bit jarring. But when you have a type of game like a Basher and Transition or Transistor, where like they're good graphics, but that's not what makes or breaks the game.
Right. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I'm trying to think if there's any outside of Supergiant Games that I would be willing to do. Well, I mean, I guess I did replay that entire dot hack GU, and
The thing about the big one is if you think it's like MMOs in terms, especially like what you call it, World of Warcraft, where it's like all the like they basically keep on redoing Classic for
Yep.
World of Warcraft, where there's like the second release of Classic. I don't know what it's called now. I'm like, I don't understand, but they keep on doing that. So obviously there is that. Now there's quality of life improvements and that kind of stuff. So there is for some games definitely that clamor. Yeah. But the hard part is like there's so many good games that keep on coming out where it's like, how much time do I want to devote to like an older game when I can just play shiny new games?
right.
Especially when you have a game like, Baldur's Gate, 30 to 50 hours, Hogwarts, 30 to 50 hours. How many hours did you spend on Starfield? How many hours did you spend on that Suikoden like game? So you get these games that take like crazy amount of hours. So would you spend all these hours on those or go back and play a warm, fuzzy feeling game that we know is good?
So just so that everyone knows, the game that Doogie's talking about is the Ueden Chronicles, which I put 60 hours into.
Nice.
Starfield was 120 hours into. Cyberpunk was 170 hours. What was the other one you asked?
Well, I did mention Hogwarts.
Oh yeah, Hogwarts.
Just as a game that you can definitely put some hours into.
55 hours.
Yeah, I'm about 35 hours into it, but I had to put it down because after a while, it's like, okay, I need to do something else for a bit.
Yeah. I can see that. Let's see here. How do I do this? Okay. I mean, if you really want to boil it down, okay, single player. I mean, look at No Man's Sky. I put in 145 hours. Hell, I bought the Mass Effect Legendary Edition and put 113 hours, but that's over 3 games? Yeah, 3 games.
Yeah, I have that. I still need to play the second and third. I played the first one on the Legendary Edition, but not the second and third. But I'll get there. It's going to happen.
Man, I got a lot of games right around the 50-hour mark or more. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn, 74 hours. Death Stranding is 97 hours, so...
I do need to play Death Stranding. I've heard it's an amazing game.
Oh, it's a great game. You are a delivery boy, a glorified delivery boy, but there's a lot more going on than just the delivery stuff.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. And then, of course, if you want to go completely crazy, the game that I've put the most time into is FTL, and it's not even close. That's 350 hours.
So that's the game you keep going back to when, like, I need something to play. You'll just go back to FTL.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because it's bite-sized gaming.
I mean, that's
Sam,
all. I don't.
Jesus, Sam.
That's
Sam's
impressive.
got 5,488 hours of Battlefield 1. All right, now now I'll shut up and just hand over my cool kid card to Sam.
I would have to launch it to find out how many, but I'm sure my most hours is in Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I mean, that's a game that they count in days. So yeah, I don't know. It's not as many as Sam in Battlefield 1. I can tell you that. It's not quite 5,400 hours.
Yeah.
But it's a decent amount, I'm sure.
Yeah. Speaking of games and putting hours into it, how do you feel about Microsoft showing off their Copilot AI program, helping give suggestions to your gaming experience while playing Minecraft?
I haven't actually seen it in action, but if it's something that you can opt into,
Yeah.
then it's cool. Now, what I don't want to see, this is just me. So take a game like the Souls games are actually a good example, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's a built-in mechanism to the game to have like those death spots where like there's a rabid dog ahead, watch out. Like, it's made to be that way where like there's those hints. I'm like, you can totally ignore them too if you want to. Like, you don't have to press X or B or whatever.
Right.
Like over this obvious hint to know. To me, that's a great way of doing it. What I don't want to happen is, or actually the PS5 has it where it's kind of cool. Where like you can have cards when you enter the game where we'll give you like hints of where you at. They're optional, but like it's like a separate app type of thing to kind of get a hint. It's like those kind of like implementations are cool. What I don't want like Copilot to start doing is like I'm in the middle of playing a game and all of a sudden like Copilot's like, oh hey, you should do this. Which it's just me. That's where I see it going.
Right.
I see them trying to get heavy-handed and you should do this. Oh, and you should buy Mountain Dew and order a Papa John's pizza while you're at it.
So this is the yeah.
That's where I see the future going. Is there's going to be like interrupted advertisements like from your operating system using AI.
How would you?
There'd be a great uproar from the internet, which has actually succeeded at times, as we've seen with some previous games.
Right.
But I see them trying at some point to see what happens.
How would you feel about the AI getting to the point that it's critiquing how you're playing? You should really use more healing spells if you want to succeed in this game.
Like, if you want to enable it, sure. That's the key.
Right.
Like in games where optimization is key, like actually a good example is MMOs, where you have these crazy long, like for some of your DPS classes, like you have optimized button mashing strategies where like you got to hit all of your cooldowns, your off cycle cooldowns, and like you got to get all just right. And there absolutely is optimization. So actually using an AI to be like, you screwed this, there's actually add-ons you can use that will do just that. They'd be like, your DPS sucks because of X, Y, Z. You got to have it in-game or out-of-game add-on for that matter that can like help you optimize that. That would actually be very convenient, to be honest, to be like, this is how you can get better. As long as, kind of going back full circle, the first story about cheating, as long as it's not doing it for you. Like, obviously going in and pressing like hotkey 1 to do it is going too far.
Hey, Zealeus, do you want me to just take the wheel for you? Why don't you sit back and I can show you how to actually play the game?
Copilot, take the wheel and drive. So yeah, I mean, but there is absolutely that line where it's like, you go from a aimbot cheating software to anyway, especially for online games, where do you kind of cross that line from giving the assist? I mean, I think there's an obvious assist, like an obvious line where it's like actively doing it for you is one thing. I think we can all agree that's crossing a line. But if like you're in, let's just say Overwatch, and Copilot is telling you, oh, there's footsteps behind you, for instance. Is that going too far?
Yes.
It's not turning, but it's like warning you that there's danger based on audio cues.
Yes.
And for
Yeah.
someone like me who never got audio cues because I suck at that type of thing, that would be like a huge advantage for somebody like me.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I could see where that does kind of get a crazy. And I mean, there is online elements to Minecraft.
Right.
I know they're private servers, but still.
Yeah. Sorry, I've accidentally started scrolling down my Steam list and going, damn, I played that game just a little bit. I need to go back and play it.
I always see. I look at games. I'm like, oh, I installed that, and I need to play it. Damn it. My problem is like I can only play an hour or two at a game nowadays. Like I play more than 2 hours, and I get bored and need to do something else. And it doesn't. It's like it does. It's not about the game. That's just me.
I could still get lost into a game, but I think that like a game like Hades, too, where it's it's easy to go, okay, I'm just going to do one more run. And that one more run can go from, you could be playing for 20 minutes and the next thing you know, you've now played for 4.5 hours.
I bet that would still happen to me with Civilization.
Yeah. Just one more turn, man.
Well, I mean, there is something about those kind of games that do the carrot approach like that. When they do it very well,
yeah,
you're right. It is very hard to flip it off.
But if it's grinding, especially if like nothing is happening in the story at all while you're trying to grind, then yeah, I definitely I could my attention span is not what it used to be.
And I feel like though, like most, especially action games, I know it's not grinding in the traditional, let's just say JRPG fashion where it's like obvious grinding and doing the same thing over and over. But I feel like to a certain extent, like every game has its amount of grinding, especially because like it feels like every game now does the open world RPG style.
Yes.
Where it's like, and I think that's why I got bored of Hogwarts, is because you're at that point of like, go collect this beast over here to get this next achievement and go do this and go do that. And I'm like, okay, now you're just basically creating filler in the game, is where I feel like it gets to that at a certain point.
No, I'll fully admit.
And a lot of them, like Horizon Zero Dawn, is almost the exact same to me.
Yes, there's a lot of backtracking for the sake of adding time to your playthrough.
Yeah, and that's so. I mean, obviously, like all of the Assassin's Creeds do it. The Tomb Raiders do it. Like a lot of those open worldly type of games, they all do that. And to me, it's just a different form of grinding.
Well, it's also the financial side would say, well, we want individuals to really enjoy the environments by having to return to them, so that maybe they will see something that they didn't catch that first time because we have hidden things in the environment.
And I think that's why I love the gameplay loop of Hades so much.
Yeah.
Is like, you know me, I'm not a what's the term for the type of game? Where you do the gameplay loop over and over and over.
It's a roguelike?
Thank you. Yes. I'm not a roguelike type of fan. Like I've tried all the games like Cells and all those games. And I just Darkest Dungeon, they just don't do it for me.
Yep.
But there's something about that gameplay loop for Hades that 100% just does it for me. And I think it's that I feel like the developer is not like forcing me to redo the same thing. You are doing the same thing over and over,
right?
But it's for a purpose. And it creates a gameplay loop where it's varied enough of the different things that happen. And it's not for the sake of filler. It's like for the purpose to get to the next big upgrade, but you're doing something along the lines to make it interesting.
Yeah.
They have it down. Now, obviously, I've not played Hades 2 yet. I'm hoping Hades 2 is more of the great gameplay loop. And if it's not, don't tell me, and I'll just act like it is, anyways.
I I love I it, Hades 1. What made Hades 1 great is in Hades 2. Let's just put it that way.
Excellent. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, that's there's yes, there additional layers, some of which just make you want to kind of scratch your head going, well, I mean, it's still in beta, maybe they'll tweak it. But
Yeah.
the vast majority of it is, you know, I can't get enough of it. Like literally right before this show, I looked up. I started playing it at 6 o'clock today, 6 p.m. I was like, oh, I'll just play for an hour, then I'll get all my stuff right, and then it's 7:50.
Nice.
So I was like, oh no. So I actually had to pause one of my runs.
Oh dear.
Yeah. It's okay. I think I've got a pretty good build going, so I should be able to get 1, 2. I've now beaten 3 of the bosses.
I've how many?
I don't know. And you got to remember, in this one, you can go. You're starting from some like mid place and then going down into the underworld to try to get back to Hades, the world, not the person.
Okay.
And then, but you also can unlock the ability to do stuff to go above ground.
Interesting.
Though the above ground stuff hurts, literally, because you are a child of the underworld. You're not supposed to be in the land of the living.
Tricky.
Mm-hmm. So there is a lot to the game, but I've already put in, some serious time. Actually, let's just find out real quick. How much time have I already put into Hades 2? I've already put 10 hours in.
I was going to guess like 30.
Not okay, no. I wish. If I had 30, I think I'd be very, very happy. But I finally got the last harvesting tool. So now I have the pickaxe, the shovel, the weird stone that allows you to talk to wandering spirits, and the fishing rod.
You can go fishing for fish?
I guess so. I screwed up, and you only get one shot at the fishing hole. And the bobber goes in there, and I'm assuming you got to wait till the bobber goes down to hit it. And my itchy trigger finger hit it too early. It's like, oh no, too early. And then I haven't run into another fishing place yet. So, yeah.
I'm sure you'll get there.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause real quick to thank the individuals that help Alta Confusion be the beautiful Alta Confusion that you love and adore. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the friends of the show. First off, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be at MomoCon, is the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. Now, the next one, I'm sad to say, will not be at MomoCon, but he is a longtime fan of the show and friend of the show, and that, of course, is Noodleboy Media. Noodleboy, founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodleboy Media, previously White Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia.
And he did wish us all a happy MomoCon on Facebook.
Sweet. The next one is a shout out to, he may drop by. He doesn't have a booth this year at MomoCon, but he may drop by as an attendee, and that, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore, the company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They're committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the music maestro himself, and that, of course, is Crosspad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion. Crosspad Creative offers a whole host of solutions to individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And the final shout out we got to give is to the original supporter, patron of Alter Confusion. That, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both a development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, of course, at this point, we know the drill. You want to know how you can become a friend of the show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you. And so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, mummies, vampires, werewolves, other lycanthrope, supporters, and more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers. We have the $1 a month, that's $1 a month, or $12 a year tier. What that gets you is early access to our playthroughs, as well as the ability to participate in any patron-only post. Now, if you're feeling a little frisky and you want to see your name or organization in lights on every single Thursday night hangout, what you want to do is the $5 a month, that's $5 a month, or $60 a year. That gets you your name or organization added to the friends of the show for every single Thursday night hangout, as well as everything else at the $1 tier. If you want to become a patron of Alter Confusion Day, all you got to do is go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/altered confusion. Now, the next thing, of course, that we got to scream and yell about, because this is super duper important to us, that is, ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion is proud to say that we have fundraised for Extra Life for 13 years straight. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion today. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in getting a sweet Alter Confusion hat, or a coffee mug, or a dog bowl, or flip-flops, or a vinyl sticker, and a notepad, I think that's all we have right now. All you need to do is go to alteredconfusion.tv/merch. That's MERCH. And you can see all the amazing Alter Confusion themed stuff that you can get. Now, of course, if you have any suggestions about an Alter Confusion item that you would like to see if we could make available, just hit us up in any of our social media means, be it Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I will never call it X, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitch. Alrighty then.
Trying to think of what I should ask for that you'd say no to. I'll think of it later. It might be offline only.
Okay, so funny side story. So once upon a time, when I was for my final project at Full Sail, because that's where I got my Bachelor's of Science at, we decided to open up a merch page for our game called The Escape a Dusty Trail, where the entire game is about Dusty the Dust Ball. And we made a laptop bag available, which I bought, a baseball tee that says if you can't duck it, with Dusty basically sitting in a roll of duct tape, which I own. And there's some other stuff, but then there was one random ass like item, which, by the way, I'm just going to put it out there. The merchandising system that Ultra Confusion uses does not have this option. So Zealeus, no, it was we put up the Escape a Dusty Trail themed thong.
That's kind of where my head was going. Not gonna lie.
That's what I figured. That's why I was going to just say funny story, but no, that's not available.
Damn it! You're preemptively beating me to the punchline. It's just not fair.
I'm sorry, Zealeus, but so there is a game that oh my gosh, what is it called now? Oh, I just blanked out on it. It's called Multiverse. It's got like a bunch of like the Adult Swim and Warner Brother characters. I think it's kind of like a Smash Brothers type game.
Okay.
Apparently there is a move to try to get oh my gosh, now I totally forgot the guy's name. The Breaking Bad, Walter, what's his face?
Walter White.
Yeah, they want a Walter White character in there.
Is he going to throw meth at you?
I don't know.
Or maybe the beakers.
He's going to give you 6 science burns, man.
For science.
For science.
That'll be like what he yells at you as he rushes at you. I think I'm one of the few, like, I had to force myself to get through season 1 of Breaking Bad.
I've never seen it. Gonna be honest with you.
It's supposed to be like the best thing ever. And like, I got through it on my lunch breaks because it was something to do. But like, I was not, like, I never felt like, oh, I need to go watch more of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I just was not into it. So I don't know. Like, everyone's like, this is the best thing ever. I'm like, I was kind of bored, honestly.
So here's a weird thing that the reason why I'm going to be totally honest with you. Multiversus is the game. It's multi and then versus, like verse this, verse that.
Yep.
The only reason why this actually got on my radar to begin with is that they did it was just this random ass hockey game on a Sunday where the teams got to pick they had like 2 players from each team select one of the multiverses characters to replace one of their teammates. And it was, you remember there was the Toy Story like London football game, I don't know if it was this year or last year, on Disney Plus, where instead of watching like live action, you could just see the little toys playing football in Andy's room.
Is this like the puppy dog during the Super Bowl? The Puppy Bowl?
No, because the Puppy Bowl is just trying to get puppy adoptions. This is literally they replace characters with animated things. For the hockey game, they had Shaggy and Velma and Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. And they had the Tasmanian Devil as the one of the referees. It was interesting, but Smash Brothers and Brawlhalla are the 2 games that I would even play. Would even think about playing.
I only know about Brawlhalla because they always have the big ass booth at WomoCon every year.
Well, Brawlhalla was developed here in Atlanta.
I know, but it's every year I've been going to WomoCon. It's like Brawlhalla is like the highlight of the gaming area because they have that really big sign.
I wonder if they're doing it this year.
It's not a bad thing. It's just It's a thing that they're there with a really big sign.
I wonder if they're doing any the gaming stuff this year.
Brawlhalla? I'm
Yeah,
sure they are.
I'm sure they are, but I never really tune into the whatchamacallit,
To the
the
Brawlhalla.
tournaments and stuff.
Oh, I don't pay attention to tournaments at all. Mainly because I don't care about them and I know I suck so much at video games that I would never play in them anyways.
Yes, the couple of times that I played in video game tournaments, I usually got my ass kicked by some kid who was like half or three less than 3 times my age.
I did see that there was a friendly tournament for Monster Hunter Rise,
Nice.
which I definitely. I've tried the Monster Hunters and I just can't get into them.
It's a lot.
I think it's because fighting the monsters requires like patience and learning the fights, and I just don't have the patience for it. I just want to go like Cowabunga, and that's not a very effective strategy.
Yeah, it'd be very. I don't see Zealeus. No offense. I don't see you as the kind of guy who's going to have like notebooks full of like
Nope,
patterns and
nope, nope.
methods and stuff.
That's way too much work for a video game.
Come on, Zealeus. Where's your true passion?
Just give me the grinding of Final Fantasy 14 for my next relic. That's what I'm talking about.
Actually, ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to MomoCon, which of course starts tomorrow, Zealeus and I would highly recommend that you stop by and give a game Hypersleep Terminated by Nurburger Games a try. It is a zero prep GM-less space disaster RPG that our buddy Craig will be demoing. Also at MomoCon, I have just got confirmation that the card game that we talked about, we interviewed them right before their Kickstarter, but Flawed, the card game, is also going to be there as well. If you're a backer, you apparently could get your starter set. You can't get all the cool tchotchkes that you know, if you pledged at a higher level, but you can at least get your base stuff so that you, my friend, can take the game home with you.
Nice.
Indeed. So, but there's a ton of stuff. There's going to be a ton of amazing stuff at MomoCon that if you go there, you need to check it out. Go through the indie game area, go through the RPG card game area because I think that might actually be separate now. But
I tried looking at the map from Omicron and it's big, and I gave up.
yeah, the map is scary.
I mean, it's big in a good way, like because it means Momocon's still growing,
Yep.
but because they are now leveraging more, well, they started to last year, of the Georgia World Congress Center, you're not parked in like sardines.
Right.
So it means for these additional, indie game publishers and other things that are going on, you can do it and not feel like you're crammed in. So I appreciate them taking more advantage of the spaciousness of the Congress Center. And one of the things I love personally about MomoCon is they could go to the vendor hall and not feel like you're going to be suffocated or trampled because you want to actually talk to a vendor about their cool artwork versus as much as I love Dragon Con, if you try talking to a vendor for more than 18 seconds, you'll get kicked out of the way.
Yes. Yes.
And I imagine actually, like tomorrow afternoon will be a great time for the vendor hall because there probably honestly won't be a whole lot of people there. So if you actually want to like see the wares and like actually talk, because my experience, vendors love to talk about their work. Like they're all about like, yeah, this is my cool thing. This is what we did. So if you ever want to talk to vendors, tomorrow would be a phenomenal time to go to MomoCon.
Damn. God. There's some panels I really want to go to. Ooh, that one's back to back. That might actually making it in indie games, and then right after is transcribing novels to comics. I think that might be fun. That might be a cool one to watch as well.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many good panels. You know, even if the best panel's not there this year, but you know, Whatever.
You should just carry around a large TV, strap onto your back, and play previous panels like on a loudspeaker.
Video games changing for the good? Question mark.
And it's just playing on a loudspeaker. Like, like the old boom boxes from the 80s, you just have one of those blaring.
Or I could just just rebroadcast my panel that I did at Chattacon at the beginning of the year, which is so you finished your indie game, you think you're done.
Ooh, bring an iPad, like attach it to a stand on your head, and then have like a Bluetooth speaker, and it's playing it as you walk around.
I think that I would try to do I mean, this would be super duper dangerous, but I think that I would want to have like one of our like the Thursday Hangout, like I'd be wearing one of the CRT screens.
Ooh.
But then I wouldn't be able to see anything.
You could have like goggles. You could have like a camera that's actually transmitting the signal to glasses that then are showing where you're walking.
That's true. Or I could just have a handler, someone just holding my hand, walking me from place to place.
You better really trust that person, so not me.
Yes, it would not be Zealeus, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Let's just no.
You end up in the bowels of hell by the end of it.
Zealeus would find a way for me to like walk. We're supposed to be riding the escalator, and he'd find a way for me to run into like the in between spots of the escalator.
Oops, and it wouldn't be intentional; it just happened.
Yeah.
I just have skills like that.
But anywho, you know what? I just noticed this, and this makes me slightly happy. Is the fact that we have finally done a Thursday night hangout where we didn't talk about a studio closure or a game cancellation. How about that?
I'm sure there's one that we just missed.
Yes, but we're not. But I'm not going to do a deep dive trying to find it.
Yeah. The opposite of that, baby. I know it's not video game related, but I saw that the U.S. government wants to break up Live Nation and Ticketmaster, which, as a concert goer, would make me super happy.
Yes.
So, for those who don't know, basically, Ticketmaster sells the tickets, and Live Nation basically owns most of the concert venues around the United States.
Yep.
Meaning that they control both ends of the spectrum, both setting the price of the tickets and the concert venue. And the other catch of that is it also means that bands are basically held over a barrel, because if they don't want to basically give in to the Live Nation / Ticketmaster machine, they have very few places to actually play that aren't under this machine.
Yep.
So I, for one, and really any music fan, should see this as a very good thing, because it is 100% a literal horizontal monopoly in every single sense of it. Because they control ticket prices of the venue, what the band gets for cut, merchandising, like they control it all. So that'd be great news if it happens. I don't see it happening because I'm very skeptical of, anything for the benefit of the consumer actually happening.
Yes.
So we'll see what actually happens in that.
Damn it, I had something I wanted to add. Now I can't remember what it was. I promise it was cool. I do want. I did this recommendation before, but if you have Netflix, ladies and gentlemen, and you are good with animated stuff, anime, whatever, it is dubbed. Delicious in Dungeon is still a phenomenal show to watch.
The what?
Delicious in Dungeon.
Don't know what that is.
It is an anime where you have a group of adventurers who are traveling down into a dungeon who try to cut corners by not basically packing food from the town. They have made it their mission in life to eat what they kill in the dungeon.
That sounds like a not very healthy way of adventuring.
They actually make amazing meals with things that you wouldn't readily think would be a good meal.
Or like, are they killing orcs? Because then it's kind of like cannibalism.
No. They're killing like the walking mushrooms or living armor, which is actually
Ew.
um, let's see, living armor or harpy eggs, dragon,
Okay.
that type of thing.
Okay. So things you could actually eat without be considering a totally vile person.
Yes,
Okay. I can appreciate that.
yes. And speaking, like, there's a there's an anime that I don't. Zealeus, you don't have Hulu, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, there's an anime out there. I think it's only on Hulu right now, but it is vastly entertaining, and it's about a pro wrestler who gets sucked into another world.
Hmm.
And he is like by far like the biggest animal lover, and so I'm trying to remember what the name of the damn thing is now. Oh, it's called uh Kimono Michi Rise Up. It is so much fun to watch. It's so stupid because
I definitely do not know that
the
one.
guy's solution to everything is basically suplex him.
So it's kind of like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, basically.
It's not a reasonable take.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've reached the end of our show. I do want, if you are in the Atlanta area, seriously think about coming to MomoCon and come find us. But ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank everyone for tuning into the Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure getting ready to come our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
And remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. Sorry, I know at the end of the show I started eating food. It came to the realization that I didn't eat any dinner because oops, I lost track of time because I was playing Hades 2.
You should eat some little evil people from Hades.
I don't think there's any monsters in Hades that I want to eat.
Maybe you need to talk to the people from that video game about how to.
Let's have a Hades 2 gourmet cookbook.
Yes.
Actually, speaking of
Sounds
gourmet
like
cookbooks,
sounds like a Kickstarter waiting to happen. How to cook the monsters in your backyard.
There's actually there's 2 Dungeons and Dragons cookbooks that you can
I'm sure
find
there
at Walmart just down the street from here.
Nice.
That I see every single time I go to Walmart, and I'm always tempted to buy it. But then I'm like, but let's be real. Would I actually make anything out of that cookbook? No. I'm the kind of guy who just give me, the meat or whatever, and I just kind of throw shit together. I don't really go by the recipe. Unless someone really, really asks me, can you do this specific recipe?
I don't follow recipes. I don't really know how to follow a recipe, which I know sounds dumb because it's like read out.
But Zealeus, you're a robotics coach. There's lines of code that say do this, do that. That's what a recipe is.
Okay, so here's my problem with recipes, actually. They're always like, use random ingredient XYZ. I don't own any of these ingredients in my house. I have like spices to cook shit with and like spice up my leftovers, but that's it. I don't have flour. I don't have baking powder. Like, I don't have any of the other stuff you bake with or cook with. And part of it's because like I cook like that so infrequently where I use it once and it would just go to a waste.
Right.
So like all these like random stuff that like I know people cook with, I don't have anything just sitting around to actually go cook with. So anytime I do follow a recipe, like I have to order it like specially for that one time.
Okay, fine.
I know. I'm such a terrible bachelor.
Party pooper.
I try.
But yeah. It would be fun, kind of like gag gift, I guess.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh shit! I've got to go get my emissions test.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you have another. You got to the end of the
I'll do it next
June.
week.
What?
I was supposed to do it on Monday,
Y-
and then on Tuesday, and then yesterday.
You know you have to the end of your birthday month, right?
No, you don't. Actually,
Yeah, you do.
no, you don't,
Yeah, you do.
dude. I got nailed for an expired tag 11 days after my birthday. We're still in the month of June, and I technically you're in violation if it's after your birthday.
No, because the tags clearly say the end of the month.
Believe me when I say I have been tagged expire on the birthday. Exactly.
Oh, you know why I never actually noticed?
Because
Because
you're
mine's
at
the
the end of the
very end of
month,
the
you.
month. You're right. So that's why I never get noticed. Huh.
Well, for
Yeah.
people like me who have a birthday at the beginning of a month,
Well, that's your own damn fault. You should just change your birthday, make it much simpler.
oh yeah, that's yeah. Go to the Social Security office, change my date of birth. Yeah, yeah.
It's
Super
just
duper
like
simple.
when you get married and you change your name. Same thing. Come on.
Oh, speaking of which, I need to fix something. Not me, but I got to fix a passport. One of my kids' passports.
I actually surprised I got my passport because I totally forgot to send in my old passport.
Mm-hmm.
No, I sent in two passports old. So like my passport that expired in like 2014, I sent in, and they still renewed it.
Yeah, Sam. I did not get the nice cop. I got the cop who apparently had a quota that he had to meet.
Mm.
Um, yeah, that was a belated happy birthday gift to me.
Yeah. Well, there goes any birthday cash you may have got.
Yeah, that went right back to the government.
Oh, way to give back to the taxpayers. So benevolent of you.
Oh man. Anywho, yeah, I think I'm gonna go over to MomoCon about a little bit after lunch because I think I can get into the media room at 1 to set up. So I'll be down there.
Nice. Um,
Yeah.
no, I'll probably be there. Get there around 3-ish
Hmm.
would be my guess.
I'll be parked in the yellow lot because I need to. I want to have my car there so I can haul shit. Though I don't really have a lot of stuff to haul this year.
I will be doing my normal
Marta.
Marta, yes.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, and the hours scheduled they do not have when the media room is open
Yeah, it's in an email. I've got it.
somewhere.
Yeah. I do. Yeah.
The AFK room's open at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much everything else doesn't open until 2.
Yeah, they just want to give the vendors as much time as possible, and they
Yeah.
want to do all their last minute checks on.
That may make sense. Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah. So, well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the stream. We'll be at MomoCon, and bare minimum, we'll see y'all. Well, I'll see everybody on Tuesday when I stream next. And if you can't make it on Tuesday, of course, we'll be back for Thursday night hangout next